About judgement in a court no man now. The court no can. Obon tofan. Obon tofan and they say Apai. Says Eddie.
Draw.
Court is a Odobruni a year. Akosua se wanzu a year na. Our dear type of Mwari no. Akosua se wadi no. When to me improve, we say what Germany. If I can something very important, I say Germany our the end the crater and prove. And to be glad now, no can say what Germany enough. This is a crater. A crater answer the buy or the way to swing. If we say Akosua say one lumba signature niso.
Evidence are more the core.
That's my integrity in evidence. It was suggest you say I come manufacture. Document near there, but that make us send it was unfortunate because I can cross my heart. The document is genuine, it's from Germany, you see, and we also wrote to the German. You see, the point of certification, I mentioned them.
Okay.
In section 161 of the Evidence Act, one of the means verify foreign document and say, "Would they be called Corona Frusun Embassy?" Normal cost certified. So now they are about the dance here. And here will be so there's a strong presumption of genuineness of the document, unless there is suspicions and all that.
Okay. So
and over 1613 so I can say time new where they be verifying the idea. Court will be fun say genuine will move on. Because look, it's not only the document. In our evidence, ye bon chrono. Aye Priscilla na dance ni say no me aware say lumba aware wa bruti. And these are based of evidence that should have supported the certificate. Priscilla now also no anim say e ma omene lumba trance. Ebusua trance ko fa ba lumba ba so mbisa no. E mo say ampa no wajai.
So based on say what can say mamuni na nkodi kuna it doesn't mean say evidence out do need to buy say aware call so Kofi oni adina any admitted say indeed say that didn't buy no ho ade ento your yere
Priscilla wa monkuro o dey say enso an de wajitum say no kure na de ye wo deska de bia no no kure ye love what and kure de obo na chi. She gave a long testimony. She picked a few places and Mami and no war omo wari ordinance. Bimpoma also obwa. Because I saw Georgina been a and so say a whole lot of stories. And I believe it's an appealable judgment and we do such.
Wow.
Send your court no air judgment in some of the points you raised. The diagrams of appeal Monday file. Time is not on our side.
What opportunity any of clients are cast from the court today?
She wasn't in a good mood when she heard the story. Obviously, it's expected. So, also a breath.
Ghana updates in Abuja, Memo Kwabasa Basonado 4. A year judgment na a course between Odobloni and Mama Akosua. I name says some lady. Judge no, I was a pie, sanse. A year Mama Akosua no Odobloni, Omun Rabbit me a Koyakunano. No. Team legal wife for Monte Asie said ye been Tina, a year Mama Akosua, I be prove evidence be blin Astelano, almost a munjin to and can kind certificate no, marriage certificate no, I almost say papa. And of after no, I feel na a year Mama Akosua lawyer and Abacasa, no say appeal ne day on Meko, as son say evidence also move provide on provide. I'm Odobloni, no witness for any bicula confirm me say. Eye daddy lumba wari wa Germany nti die bentina Germany for omode eye marriage certificate number judge ni so onje ntum no adofo lawyer no de baba be kasa na wa treat mu ye be ko ni akwakuti nsem no de tudwa o treat man krofo ate ase yi no si team legal wife for omunya wotere omunko makoma nto omuyem by Monday almost sign a court sign up here adofo yenkuti na nso kire wa adwo comment section ho like if you don't know na share for mama I can update
order vision for ya makwaba ediba dazi tv so sene de bia lawyer kusi ebia na pon de mayen meba ye ne bedi nkomo ene ejebe na wiye and then a court no did ruling ediba ye her leadership during that Smith Arthur and or the judgment the aba na ye de almost about or can over 70 pages judgment no kan ye de ntumi nchechire mu yie nti enya lawyer kusi onankasa wa ha bafa konya we su na wa famu achechire. Then what is next for him as a lawyer and in a client and so or the tuja, and then we respond to one of few things I said we need to clear that Senator Beya man for Subetias here. Lawyer Mwakwaba, it's been very hectic day for you today. So far, how will you assess the whole proceedings? You know, there are some nobody me I can find.
No, but there's some chair to your phone. They can mean that. Momentarily, Chimaya Kwa Queen. Many party there. The wife Akosua Pinamai played a very important role. The kind of morale she gave me and support. I think I'm proud of her. It got to a point where they involved her and insulted and all that. Intimidanasi. Team Liga. Moshe ho.
Moshe ho pa.
I didn't mama Judge now starting your son okura ba akope. Enti nokura na na bede di. It's just a matter of time. And court to form here juma we are there. I record time. The less than 2 weeks a decade back where we. It's unprecedented and that is an achievement. About judgment in a court no man now. The court no can obon to fan. Obon to fan and say apai says there
draw
court say odobroni yire Akosua say wan so yire na our dear type omo ware no Akosua say ware no when to me improve say ware Germany if I can something very important say Germany our dear the crata and improve and to be glad na no kaso ware Germany enough. It's a crater. A crater answer the buy or the way to swing. If we say, Akosua say one lumba signature niso. And or say the most candorous of his statement in this young on him the Akosua Yakoye papers being a diabase certificate, which was impugning on our integrity as lawyers. To me, it's scandalous. You see, so Osan can say Adansi a year Akosua say wa lawful attending Adansi for the anya papa the papa ne abusu apanyin ne Presla de na papa me wa Presla ko wa monkro Osan make finding in favor of Presla say Presla nkru na wa amon na asam no otroba an kra e modu sin ye Adansi for ne nsem kan and to technically aboya asem agu ne mom kuna ne de omina ankoy Osan to so omina ankonko ekuna aye order say busu panyin support room no mko ekuna and that's the decision of the court. In fact, lawyers we must respect the decision even though we disagree vehemently. Because a lot of things she said we can't agree to. And you know, sitting here, a lot of calls I'm having from abroad, lawyers calling me to find out what is happening. Locally, everybody. And you see, I'm a learned person. I can't align myself with decisions which are scandalous and I cannot defend. And I just spoke to my client who said we should appeal against the decision. And I agree with her. I will prosecute and appeal. And like I just said, no back or no when we have gone upstairs. There will be our supporting a BS. Now, I'm permanent about your bona and Zaka judgment now. 70 pages, right? 76.
76, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, back in
It's a Monday now.
What it is. The honor.
Bebre na boto, especially Ghana for amwa amanone. Na me can say we start a case way. Bebre na fra they have similar issues. That is say we are president and kabe to me aboa. Ama ebinom a sebi oni omukunu abre. Bibi nti sa abre bitumi be shame na chese. Obese o mawari basa but nia otemboafo no judgement or the man no any in some obubo so ewo in no betumi a highlight kakra the man especially wo cross examination response ebi mu de man ye ogidi say sa response say scrutinize can be say it's an extract from a family value book now with the buy no by because of a extract it say ebi a Ghana embassy ni ade endorse ni na no eno no sa we now kind sa netie by ebi ono because they also can say that one is not probably part of the judgment but can say wa make it course no ni ma omanfo afre obi wo your friend saying Germany ho no ni near course but on person be kan wa ha
exactly
nti no is it trying to assert say bia to just to impugn your own how do you call it evidence what they call ye
my integrity in evidence it was suggested you say I come manufacture document near there but that make us send it was unfortunate because I can cross my heart the document is genuine from Germany you see and we also wrote to the German you see the point of certification
okay
in section 161 of the Evidence Act one of the means verify foreign document and say would they be called corona fruits no embassy normal certify so now they are baby they are dancing and here will be so there's a strong presumption of genuineness of the document unless there is suspicions and all that
okay
so and over 1613 so I can say time ni where they verify any idea court should be fun say genuine move on because look it's not only the document in our evidence ye bon krono aye presla na dance ni say no me aware say lumba aware wa bruti and these are based of evidence that should have supported the certificate presla now also no anim say e mo me lumba trance ebusua trance ko fa ba lumba ba nso mo bisa no e mo say ampa no wajai maybe say now or the certificate you see there be and the which side should the presumption go in favor of this document what does it but she has judgments are opinions of the judges and on one opinion you have to abide by it until say no I change it so that's what we intend to do.
So based on say what can say mamuni na nkodi kuna it doesn't mean say evidence or do buni the buy say aware call so Kofi oni ade na any admitted say indeed say that didn't buy no ho ade ento your yere
so wa monkuro o dey say and so I ndé wajitum say no kure na de e wo deska de bia no e no kure ye love what and kure de obo na chi. She gave a long testimony. She picked a few places and Mami and no war omo wari ordinance. Bimpoma also obwa. Because I saw Georgina been a coin, so say a whole lot of stories. And I believe it's an appealable judgment and we'll do such.
Okay. Wow. I was on for lawyer Kusi actually mu dia kire near course so
judgment never mama include back no transfer lie by lie because we haven't seen it. It was what she read.
Okay, into best study.
Into the bar a best study. Yeah, well, send a judgment we have grants of appeal bear 20 and we would make sure we go through it and do a correct work.
Now a year you sooner yes there share 13 for you now some appeal da ben a bit me etie na ebia ye netumi akoso.
This judgment does not affect the funeral.
The funeral.
So him say relieve ekosiki and awadisem.
Yeah.
Nti eno dey on be can another forum. What do I say? For us it doesn't matter. In fact, the affecting estate no. So him say Akosua say wa na lumba most of the properties we nyina di net as well. So that also will come up. You get the point. If I jointly own a property with a husband, it's a matrimonial property.
So that also become a contention.
Issue.
Because we be try comment section as and say case we go I inform the reason why I'm can some fast and court. Just to no try say in case you say for can so mun konko ya what if lumba eja will e chire na ebia wan or it could be so no can say bia most of the properties in Wale they will be and the Maraso patch is only the spouse and the children who have capacity to even contest the will of an Obia almost away from me. And to say if the court do not pronounce we need your area, why in a bit to me in case you say you could be well none which me I can say then I'm going to contest in same out because what if say or yeah well na Japadina or they are coming in Pahofro. Why in a bit me I can say Japadia woman. So you're in a man a bit me a contest here. Until here, and if you don't pronounce the specific, the person who's supposed to be the legitimate wife, and the man you a bit me that kokotana.
A man you now the same right as far as the pronouncement is concerned. But in cases where one of the wives has joint ownership with the disease in there, I know they are so and we will get to that.
Okay.
Nobody has entrusted the estate matter in my hands. But should it come to my office, I'll make sure I conduct a search and know the ownership of those properties before we take it up from there.
Because
a year no dear. The obey kuna the abusuan na bechire. In fact, court grant to me so obey. And then the court rightly said it. And the abusuan for no, I be heard the obey kuna. So muka say, amoma Akosua say one year kuna. Yeah, but I'm going to my double in the sanity.
Okay, so what in Campos say with the instruction of your client, you know, appeal the decision. Na one say
appeal na ready e ko file china Monday.
Monday, yeah. Wow.
So near court no judgment here some of the points you raised. To the grounds of appeal Monday file. Time is not on our side.
What opportunity any more client are from the court today?
She wasn't in a good mood when she heard the story. Obviously, it's expected. So, also a breath. More minutes to breath. Now, on a bigger note, this judgment was not for Akosua Serwaa alone. It represented a class of society. As Santos Ubium. A year and a sentiment, we have opportunity for a pronouncement. Okay, first year a year. It was sentiment. We'll see if this judgment can stand that kind of standard.
Okay.
Yeah,
where done?
Because
Apostle. Now, my question is not coming because Yamiadum cross examination in number hobby.
Moment in Yamwa. We are here. So, I'm Ramudia, a sea. But you'll be to Marco next time, Kofi. If you are convinced, okay, sir. Now, and young one was here by my judgment, not from all over the globe. Be afraid of what is happening in Ghana. Mama. A country like Germany, a sovereign country, a conducted marriage, never Ghana, senior hour. That's what the judgment is. What does it? And even when we have gone to the German embassy for them to state, say, Omo the America will know Omo the onse no there. Or you to me a paper.
Is there any point, Bianca? We have said Bianca for German embassy for the moment.
Yeah, because about the German embassy, so yeah, or a German national. They don't necessarily know Ghana, but or nationality German. And our client can explore a possibility of getting the German government to say we are interested in the body. All the various, we are waiting for the judgment. Now that it is in, we look at the various options available. Because if indeed they married, now I can court say, it is unfair. When in the eyes of his home country, he's married. Now Bagana was on Waria. You know what it means?
I'm saying, I say, in the process, you know, most of you will be as a Zankoba.
It's been a German embassy. In fact, what we wanted to do was to get the German embassy to tender the document from their office. So that question will maybe son. Now I'm saying the 8 days in the D case.
Okay.
And to Oman to me a map because I'm a millennium. You get the point.
Okay.
Judge now be an okache say German be a sovereign and yet for subpoena from Tomumba. What does it? Auntie, we made the effort.
Okay.
A certification we wrote to the Ghana embassy in Germany. I'm say they don't do those certifications. Yanko foreign affairs. We went to foreign affairs. So,
okay.
And we are all learning the law. You get the point.
Okay.
And so this will be a learning point for school for anyone.
Wow. I'm saying for you go say lawyer could see agent come jedi say you be sua bibia den e dey film. But you be no mami for mo be purchase and judgment we dey I say and now your yere so kunu ho a I say we don't have power anymore.
So
because
no war no other Nigeria. So that's the impulse of the judgment. But to be sincere with you, during the trial, I'm not sure Dobroni proved any marriage between him and Lumba. But I say, you won't plan what dear or and what now one in your badge in a 2 minutes dear. I don't imply one dear. To some extent, I agree with her. So
okay.
And you know, because ordinance marriage we had an implant one dear. Now, experts in super was implant one dear, so no about now. A metamorphose to marriage, then obi so
okay. Now, I've been so patchy. Say there was a discussion on radio. People were talking about marriage certificates now with the children before I heard of the judgment and say you are trying to prepare the minds of the team legal people to know say in case judgment now call my fan. I had to say then I said BB I'm trying.
No, the can cancer normal to radio say I'm far certificate and call. A fake. What were they preparing the mind of Omunkrofuana? You get it? Because they were in social media saying that Yanfa certificate and certificate original. And we had shown the original too. So we gave it to the media to examine. Hoping that after judgment Ombeka near Yaba. And I'm saying leaky earlier on. This battle was fought in court and on social media, you know.
Yeah. Because now, of course, I didn't think I won't China judgment in the man sense after judgment, then you can go ahead to at least original now what they tender in as an evidence and which media actually. All right, now I have to say you are psyching the minds of.
I'm not psyching the mind of.
The
court
judgment,
told us,
you know.
Say on social media. To that couldn't have influenced the mind of the court.
Yeah.
You get the point. Now, I team legal there. So me sensitize you must have committed any offense against the law.
Okay.
It is when you are trying to induce the court to take a decision. That's where the problem is. I mean, I knew. So I waited till evidence was taken and it wasn't meant for the public in any way. You get the point.
Okay.
By a returning document, we need to get it captured.
Okay. Lawyer, I'm from the major work on. Mujidi say, "Nioba kana wakan in there." Mujidi say, you learn something. For some kind, you had more Monday, more file appeal. Then we'll pick it from there.
I am not down because I vehemently disagree with the judge. So I'm not down. You get the point.
Yeah.
Most of the valuation of the evidence to me, because I did an extensive cross-examination, and most of them discredited the witnesses. None of them was mentioned by the judge. You get the point. Unim, exhibit CF2 was a photograph tendered by Odobroni as the marriage photograph. We saw it was a Photoshop picture. The son in the right hand and done hand. I will be left handed that one. The judge didn't comment on it. Is there any reason for that? Because if Odobroni is claiming to have been married, now who say picture the buyer now and so just say no married no. And there were not some for pijama.
Yeah.
And it discredit her. All the pictures she was seeing, almost pictures were unchallenging. That's what they just said. And it was unfortunate.
But Namhomemiti will be cancer during that time, no Lumba cancer, no media coverage.
Yeah.
So if there's no media coverage, which means video, pictures, everything, so how come that picture, if they got a picture on that particular day? And
it turned out there was no picture. It was a Photoshop. And for her to have tendered a document that was a photo, it discredits all her documents and whatever you call evidence she left. But the judge wasn't bothered by that. She rather would prefer to talk about Georgina's evidence. So, we are going ahead to do the necessary appeal.
In some way, your starting court case, you just say backlash there. It be power seminal. Maybe so can be a day.
Of course.
The tiam say lawyer on cananuntum lawyer. They be na or kasa. Say this case no. Omega say when the case is in court as lawyers, as part of our ethics, and we don't talk about it. But then you were often making sure, say, at least what will go on at the court. Yes, sir, anything outside the court. Near Akosua court, we try to brief the people to know because of the interest of the public, you know. Ebasano, yes, sir, is it against your ethics of the profession?
It is not. I never spoke about the merit of the case. For instance, the court now, so they could take evidence from the first defendant. I'm not sure I've gone against the ethics. What do I say?
Yeah.
It is when you give value judgment. That is when you go foul of the law. And I was trying to help sanitize the media because we got called to bar reportage about the opposite what happened.
Yeah.
Now the tension here. So when I decided not to talk, people were begging me. You are saying I quiet, can't bomb say. So that caused me to talk because I didn't want that level of confusion and tension. The court has
so through that moment, and is there any allegation be not necessary with the case, you know, among for kind out here, you probably won't take this opportunity to clarify some of them?
A lot was said, but I think that I've dealt with them. They are personal, and I wouldn't want to talk about it.
Okay.
You see, because everybody has his opinion. But maybe if he I've been right all along. And if you have an opinion about me, so be it. What do I say? Because do her, would you ask them all country, as some country, and never can say lawyer, and I know, yeah. So,
yeah.
Will be our financial for now or Casa. But you can't be in the public space and expect people not to talk about you. So I have enjoyed the period. I have spoken my mind, and that is who I am. What do I say?
Yeah.
I stood for the mind of God, and I'm proud of that. I stood for what was right, and I'm proud of that. I will never regret representing Akosua serwaa. You see, never. Notwithstanding what judgment anybody gives. I know that is the mind of God. And I've spoken it boldly. It's evangelism. If you stand for the truth, you are even proud even when you lose your case. And Ghanaians are aware of everything going on. They know why Akosua serwaa lost. And why she will win in the future. Ghanaians are aware. And so, let's thank God for today. The weather changed when the judgment came.
And
Let's thank God.
Now, what I said, my wife, as a friend of a catcher.
Akosua Penamine.
And your friend Akosua.
I love you so much. Yeah. You know, I'm doing this because you can't imagine how she supported me through the process. I was like, wow.
Attempted DNA.
She, apart from attending, and she did everything possible. Prayed, fasted, did everything. I mean, it's so amazing. And she contributed to the victory that we have had. We have had victory because Ghanaians know that we are right, and that is victory. Nyame say right. It's victory. In the future, Akosua will be vindicated. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time. To me, it's victory for us, for Team Liga, and those who believe in the truth. It's victory. I'm not affected by the judgment the least.
Okay.
Because maybe the case will be appeal. What does it? And it is a new conviction. You call it better.